Okay, started.
All right, we are started. All right, well, welcome everybody to the channel. This is our second installment in the Collector's Corner. I'm joined here with Stuart Gross, a fantastic knife collector that I've been fortunate enough to meet through the channel, and he is gracious enough to join us and share his knife collection with us, which is really awesome. So, Stuart, I know from our email that you have about 25 knives you want to share with us, and these are all going to be different and unique and all that kind of good stuff. Is that right?
Some of them aren't that unique, but some of them are. So
Okay.
different, yeah.
Well, we're all about that because here at RJ's Knives, I enjoy all knives. I like modern ones. I like old ones. I like fixed blades. Whatever you got, if it cuts, we'll talk about it. That's for
There
sure.
you go. Yeah,
Yeah. So
I enjoy all knives, but the lady leg.
okay, well that's all right. Everybody's got their favorites and their non-favorites. So I'm with you that I did buy a lady leg one time and I ended up gifting it to my daughter. So
I bought one of them, a Rough Rider one, and
yeah,
just to say I have one.
exactly. That's it. Is you have to try one out just to see if you like it or not. And there's
Yeah,
and there's that's one of the great things about Rough Rider that I love is that they make so many different patterns that you can buy a pattern you've never used before. You can look at it, try it out, see it in hand. You're not out a lot of money. If you like it, you can keep exploring down that rabbit hole and find other makers of it. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. You just move on to
but
the next one.
unfortunately, I have about 90 Rough Riders, so it does add up.
I
Yeah,
yeah, I get that. They're like chips. You just can't have one.
yeah,
They're too tempting, but they are good knives. I mean, you
yeah,
have
they
to
are.
you have to you have to say that at the end of the day, you still spent your money was well spent on a good knife. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
No, I like them. I mean, I get just as excited when I open up a new Rough Rider as I do a case.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe the case is better quality and not necessarily looks better. Some of them do, some of them don't. But
right.
just handling a new, the Rough Riders, if I pull out a box of them and or handling, case or something, box or something like that, I get just as much pleasure from the Rough Riders.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Anytime you get a new knife, it's always fun.
Yeah,
That's always exciting.
I just got one an hour ago.
Oh,
I
that's
got the
awesome.
eBay, the eBay notice delivered at your mailbox.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I ran out in 114-degree weather here. I walked to the mailbox
I
and
hear you. Yeah.
got a Rough Rider. So that is one I'm going to show.
Oh, awesome. That's
So
cool. So it'll have its debut here on our
yeah,
collector's corner. That's awesome. And
I showed it to
also,
my wife and she loved it.
yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to make sure that anybody that has a knife collection that they'd like to share on the channel is welcome to join. And it doesn't even have to be where you're showing your face on the screen. If you want to do it where you're just showing your hands and your knives, we can do that too. But contact me and let me know because I think it would be fun to see other people's collections that don't have a channel, and it would be fun for you to participate. So thank you, Stuart, for coming on, and I'm glad you're having a good time with this.
Well, hopefully, when I'm showing them, I don't do what Tom did yesterday or the day before. Did you
Uh,
see? Did you see him cut himself?
I did, but
Bleeding pretty good too.
like he said in the video, that sometimes this is the sacrifices we make for having knife
Yeah.
channels because
That's why I
it
buy
is
more pocket
right.
knives than I do fixed blade.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
much safer cut.
yeah, that's what happens though, because it's so much different handling a knife when you're behind a tripod trying to make sure it's in the frame of the camera and stuff. It's sometimes a little difficult, and that's why it's easy to mess up opening knife that has a flipper tab, or to spidey flick it or something, because you can't get the right angle and stuff. And then other times you don't see that blade that is just kind of sticking out there, and you kind of hit your thumb against it like he did. But it wasn't too bad.
No,
but that's the other thing with us old guys.
It wasn't a bad cut, but it bled a lot.
Well, that's because us old guys, we take aspirin every day. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand you guys getting cut, because with the knives you need to concentrate.
Yes.
And, I still do a little bit. Every time I drive, I have a pocket knife in my hand, and if I see there's nobody around, I'll open it up. But one time I was doing that. I'm looking at the car, looking for the cars, and opening a knife up and closed it on my finger.
Yeah.
So I mostly just hold it.
Yeah.
It's like, what that's called, worry stone.
Right.
Just holding it in the car.
Right.
But, I always have a knife or two or three in my pockets, so I can usually find one.
I mean, that's what happens when you're a knife nut. It just happens. All right, well, let's get this thing kicked off. Let's take a look at a knife. What are you going to show us?
This is the one I got today, the Rough Rider.
Okay, let me bring you up full screen so you can take a look at that. There you go.
What's it called? The Ocean Wave Blue Pearl. I think it's just bone. Can you see the number?
No. If you want to read that off, you can.
RR 644.
Okay.
And judging from the box, it looks, older.
Yeah. Yeah. The lower the number, it's generally earlier.
A real pretty knife. And it's got a really cool shield on it. So let me get it open.
Oh, okay. Wow. That is nice. That is really pretty.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's probably not bone. Maybe it's acrylic. One side, the front side kind of looks like it, but the back, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe there's pearl in it. I see a little bit of a glare. Is it showing well?
There is a little bit of a glare, but it's I think it's showing A-okay. Yeah, it's really really pretty.
I can you know what? Let me close the blinds.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's only 114 out, so
right.
Let's see if this helps.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a little less direct light.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, perfect. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it is. I really like the canoe pattern. My first canoe was a Rough Rider canoe, and I have one case canoe. I'd like to get some more canoes from.
Yeah, I can't remember if mine was a Rough Rider or an old timer. So okay.
Very nice.
This just came an hour ago, so I haven't had a chance to clean it or anything. But
yeah,
and I got it from eBay.
Nice.
Okay. Second one's probably going to be something that most people haven't seen. And this is Williamson, Copenhagen. And a Danish friend of mine got me it as a present. And there's a guy named Williamson in Denmark, and he does custom knives that Rough Rider does sell them, and they're $1,000 a piece. This one is made in China. So these are, I don't know, 50 to 100. And it's a hawkbill.
Wow.
And the edge on it's unbelievable. How even it is. This is probably in the top 3 sharpest knives I have.
Wow. That thing's a real claw.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get cut by this. And it has a really strong snap. And it's so sharp. It's probably, after my Higanakami, probably the sharpest knife I have.
And what steel is that using?
I don't know if it says it. 9CR.
Okay.
So, and it is rubber here and then some type of plastic. And, I'm not sure exactly what I guess that's kind of like a fake bolster, but, and it does say, it's advertising Lansky.
Okay.
If you can see it, the
Yeah.
sharpeners. And I bought a little Lansky knife for my wife to put in her car, and it's actually decent. It was, very cheap. But yeah, and it really fits the hand nice, as you can see. And the jimping is very comfortable.
Yeah.
But this wouldn't be one of the ones I'd want my car to close on.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't think I'd have fingers left.
And that's a slip joint knife?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's like a snapping turtle.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Right.
all
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely careful and paying attention on this thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's hard to go into the half stop both ways.
Yeah, you got to put pressure on it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's never going to close on you, but if it does, look out.
Yeah, if it does, then that'll be it.
And the
That's
next
for
one
sure.
is one that my kids got me for my birthday last month, and it's a case,
Oh, that's so nice.
and I don't know how to pronounce it, if it's kiranite or chironite. I guess
Yeah, I believe it's the kiranite.
and it's next generation. I told you I'd have some trappers for you.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's really pretty, but I guess it's a next generation acrylic,
yeah.
and it has a much better feel than acrylic. It's definitely a pretty good upgrade. Like I really
Well,
like the feel of it. It's kind of grippy.
oh,
It
okay.
kind of has like an acrylic feel, and if you kind of mixed it with rubber, so
Yeah,
it really doesn't feel like, even if your hand was wet, that it would slide. It's got I mean, it's not rubber feeling, but it
right.
has a nice grip to it.
Yeah, I like that shield too. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's white. The case.
Yeah, enamel filled.
So yeah, I might end up getting a couple of more of these chironite because I like them.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Yeah, and it's from Smoke. I don't remember where they got it from. If they got it from Smoky Mountain or eBay, I can't remember.
Okay, definitely
Here,
something to look out for.
here's another one, another trapper, and this is an American-made. Guess Uncle Henry. It's just says Schrade USA, and with stainless steel, the plus sign.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh,
So that's
actually, the shield. Yeah, the shield does say Uncle Henry, but it wasn't on the tang stamp.
yeah. So that's the original staglon. Is that the
Yeah.
285 I think.
You know what? Can you read it? When we get to 60 years old,
I
before
can't see it. I think it just says Schrade USA, but that's
I
okay. It might be on the back of the kit.
reverse, I don't know. I don't see it, but
Okay, well, no problem.
it
Oh, no, that's
uh,
the I think that's the
it
number of
is.
the trapper.
I think it's the mini trapper.
Oh, okay.
You see the full size trapper from Case,
Yes.
so it's probably
Well,
it's
with
probably
Schrade and Uncle
half.
Henry, they had like when I've looked at the comparison of them, like in their old timer, the 94 OT, those trappers fit in between a full size case and the mini case trapper.
Okay.
So they're like
Yeah, it
if
does seem a
the
little bigger than the mini case,
yeah
but it's not as big. Or
yeah. So
maybe it's a I don't know.
that's normal.
So yeah, I'm not a huge staglon fan, but I would say of all the companies that make it, I like Schrades, and
Yeah.
I don't really love. I don't like the newer ones, like the Chinese made Schrades, and the American one I like better.
Yeah.
And Rough Rider one's okay. And I haven't felt the next generation staglon. I don't know if that's any better. I mean, it looks different.
Yeah.
Is it just
The
coloring or is it made different?
the
Or
main difference I've noticed is that the what they call their next gen staglon, it seems more white than yellow, and the
yeah,
the
I
original one
know.
was more yellow. So
I don't know. I kind of like how this one looks.
yeah, it does. It's a good looking knife.
And there's, these old trays are made so well. Yeah,
Yes, I
can't
agree.
feel any transition. I mean, it's got a nice back spring. There's there's no gaps whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, I like Schrades.
I do too.
All right, now I got one going to be kind of interesting. Um, this is a 25th anniversary Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and it's made by Hen and Rooster, and it is a Soligen Germany one.
Oh, nice.
It's not a Chinese one, and you can see the etch. Is it
Yeah.
upside down? Okay. Yeah, 25th, and on the back of the one clip point, it does say Smoky Mountain Knife Works on it.
Yeah, that's a really nice copperhead. I like that.
Yeah, and the shield's great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shield. Yeah, I like copperheads are growing on me.
Yeah.
I always like probably Stockman and Trappers better. Now I see why Pete likes them so much.
Yeah, I'm a big copperhead fan too. I think it's just like the jackknife pattern in particular. I like two-bladed knives that open on one end. That if it's a copperhead, a trapper, a barlow, a peanut, they all kind of they're all kind of the
Yeah,
same knife. They're different sizes and different shapes and stuff, but those are all knives that get me excited. I like knives like that.
I like all those too. But I like a muskrat also.
Yeah,
Pen knife.
right.
Um, I don't know. Like I said, the only one I don't like is the lady blade. But these German knives were made very well.
Yes.
Let's see, the fit and finish is really good on it. And I got this on eBay. I actually bought. The guy had two of them, and I bought this copperhead, and I also bought it in a canoe. Exact
Oh,
same.
okay. Nice.
And I do like canoes.
Yes. Yeah, canoes are cool as well.
Now here's a pattern I really like, and I guess they're called Florist knives. This is a Schrade, USA. Um, I, it says 175, and I like these knives. What's it? What kind of is that? A lamb's foot, or well, I guess just a
Uh,
what would you call that blade?
well, a sheep's foot, I guess, is
Sheep's foot.
is the about the same. Yeah, if it's a lamb's foot, the end I think is a little bit smaller than the tang end, and then ram's foot, the end is larger than the tang, if I remember right. Somebody will correct me in the comments.
Yeah,
It's
it's
still confusing.
definitely the tang part. Is smaller,
Okay.
and the front end of it
Yeah.
is larger. But yeah, I like these.
Yeah, those are really cool. I didn't know that was called a forest knife. So
No,
oh,
florist.
florist, florist. I'm sorry.
Yes, for flowers.
Okay.
Yeah, if you type in florist knife into eBay, a bunch of Victorinoxes come up, and
Yeah.
mostly like Schrade and Victorinox, and a couple other ones come up also.
Okay. Nice. Well, that's something new for me to explore.
Yeah. I think watch out the rabbit hole.
That's all. That's all that the knife collecting world is.
Yes, it is.
Good.
Okay. I this is Ibrand, Karl Schleiper. I guess that's how you pronounce it, from Germany.
Uh-huh.
And it's a sodbuster. I emailed you this one when I got it. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember.
I do.
Yeah, it's a nice knife. It's probably about the same quality as a case.
Uh-huh.
Smoky Mountain Knife Work does have these, and it's about I'd say the same quality. It might be a little more substantial a knife. Maybe the blades look a little prettier on the case ones.
Is that Sodbuster Junior size, or is
Yeah,
that the full size?
no, it's a
Okay.
junior. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think they're all between the junior between 45 and 50, and the regular sodbusters from them are 60.
Okay. Yeah. So they're
So
right in line with.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Case does have some less expensive ones.
Yeah.
That's something I've noticed on the Case ones. If you get ones that are $30 to $40, I don't think they're made as well as if you get a bone one for $55, $65.
Okay.
They seem, have better action on them, and I mean the bone's nicer than the synthetic anyway. But
Right. And maybe
for a user, I'd rather.
right. The philosophy is probably that the synthetic will be a actual working knife, so maybe not as high a
Yeah,
finish.
yeah. As a
Collector
user,
grade.
I'd rather have synthetic, but
Right.
you
I
know,
agree.
to put in a knife drawer,
Yeah.
the bone's prettier.
Right.
Now this one is very unusual. This is actually a Rough Rider, and it's such an old one. There's no number on it.
Oh wow.
I don't know when it came out, and if you can see it, Rough Rider, and has no number.
Oh wow.
See, I think it just says Rough Rider here in two places. They like their advertising.
Right.
So on the tang and then on the blade, a little etch there. But it's an interesting knife. And it's
Yeah.
just stainless with wood inlays.
Well, that's cool, and definitely goes under hashtag Pokey Stabby.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, it's a three-finger knife. You can't get it's not big.
Yeah,
Can't get your whole hand there, but it is comfortable.
that's cool.
Yeah, I got this on eBay too.
Yeah, definitely one of the I've never seen before, so that one's very very neat.
Okay, I got here. This is a Frontier by Imperial. It's a USA made one, not an Irish one. And it's kind of nice knife. I really like, the feel of it. You'd never slide on it. I think it's Delrin, the handle,
Uh-huh.
and it's called the All American. The bolsters are kind of interesting looking.
Yeah, they are. Those pins are like kind of mushroom studs
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
And
that's really different.
I just got this one like a month ago, and I've been looking. I've always liked to look at it,
Yeah.
For probably 2 years, and finally found one that was reasonable, because these can go 50, 60, $70, and I got a pretty good deal on it.
Yeah,
But
those are cool.
yeah, all right, and it anyway, yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah,
And
that is cool.
I got another Imperial. I'm not sure how old this one is. Let me get the blades open. I'm not positive, but it's a pretty knife. And it is not shell construction, the solid bolster.
Oh, okay. Yeah, most of the Imperials I have are shell
Right.
covers.
This isn't. And neither was that last knife, the Frontier. Well, I think Frontier is one of their better knives with Imperial. I mean, they weren't as good as the Schrades.
Right.
But so, yeah, I don't know if this is from the 60s or 70s. Probably not before that, but there's your jack knife, serpentine, or what they call it, dog leg jack, or
yeah, I think so. The
what the material is, I'm not sure. The handle.
Yeah, with the Schrades in that video that Tom did that he cut himself, he was talking about
Okay.
the way that the USA is on the next to the Imperial. If it's vertical, it was like from 55 to or 58 to 88, somewhere in there. And if it was horizontal, it was before that. So that might be a way. They didn't really have a lot.
It looks, well, I can't even see it.
Okay.
It's funny. I used to be nearsighted, and I had glasses for driving.
Uh-huh.
Once I hit 60, I became no-sighted.
Well, you see, I wear glasses. And I have the progressive ones because I need it for close and far away myself. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have to step up.
Yeah,
because I'm getting different people. With like a store, I was in with my nephew this past week, and there was something, and I wanted to get it, and I was looking, see what it was written. It had real small writing, and like the ingredients that. And I'm like, can you read that for me? He's like 23, 24.
Right.
So he had no problem reading it.
Exactly.
All right. This next one is an A. Wright Sons, and it's a pattern called an Ettrick, and then I love how this one feels.
Oh, that's really nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's from Sheffield.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of looked up, the history of this, and I've seen pruning knife, which I don't see that, but I also saw, small gutting knife. That seems more likely to me.
Yeah.
Or just smaller animals, or
that's a nice little work knife, a nice little sway back work knife.
Yeah, and it's really comfortable.
Yeah.
So I got it the same place. I think on All About Pocket Knives, James and Company, where John has gotten a couple from that company.
Yes.
That seller. What's on that seller on All About Pocket Knives?
Yes.
So, yeah, I really like this. And I don't remember what the handle was.
Oh, it's really cool.
But, I mean, it's a Warncliffe blade.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay.
Really nice.
It has a really good snap. All these, I probably have about 10 knives from Sheffield, and they all have great snaps, great pulls. Yeah, every one of them. You're not going to get a pull on the British knife. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, they do. They know how to make a good slip joint. That's for sure. High quality.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is a Schrade fruit knife, and I think it was from the 1960s. As cracked ice pattern.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I'm in Arizona. I'm not in Yuma, but it's just a couple hours away. It's a USA Schrade.
Right.
But the cracked ice is nice.
Yeah, we have a lot. Oh, I was
Go
just going
ahead.
to say we have a lot of citrus groves around here, so it's not uncommon for me to every once in a while see a guy walking around with a melon tester like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we used to have a lot of them here, actually. The citrus does well in Phoenix, but as it gets built up, especially in like Mesa and that, they've, been pulling them out and putting houses
Yeah.
and, retail in.
Yep. Like they say,
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
a house is the last crop that land will ever grow.
Yeah, I agree with that. This next one's a strange one. I bought it because it's so unusual. It's actually Wartech, which kind of makes kind of like M-Tech type of knives, and I just loved how it looked. And the black and gold. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, so maybe that's why.
Probably.
uh, but it's a pretty unusual knife, and it's 440 stainless. I think this is from the 1990s. That's what the seller had it listed.
Uh-huh.
It's all black on the one side. I just, just like the look of it.
Yeah.
I have my share of those type of M-Tech and Wartech, and I went through a period when I was buying a bunch of them and said, yeah, I'm just going to stick with the traditionals.
Right.
But some of them, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Some of them I like, but I don't like them as much as a traditional knife.
Yeah, I would say I'm the same way. I kind of don't buy a lot of modern knives anymore. I definitely will buy more traditionals, especially in the last couple of years. But yeah, it just depends on the knife. It has to be something that really grabs my eye or my mind, or something that I'm like, I really gotta, have one of these.
Yeah, when I saw your video on the Schrade diversion,
Yes.
I ended up buying that. I love that knife. I carry
Isn't
that.
that a good knife?
It's a really, yeah, I really like it.
I do too. And I mean, in the price, I know when I made that video, they were right around $20 or $21. I mean, you can you can't beat that knife for $20.
No, it's really a nice
Yeah,
knife. It's well made.
yeah,
Um,
very
yeah, some of the
comfortable.
Chinese Schrades are nice too. Are nice too.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The American ones are nicer, but some of them are nice.
Yeah.
Then I got something for you.
Okay.
This one is one of my EDC knives, and I know you're going to like it. This is a roper, and it's G10. This is the D2 steel,
Yeah.
and we got the coated blades, and well, I don't think anything will rust in Phoenix.
You'd have
uh,
to deliberately set it in salt water.
but this is a pretty nice. This is pretty nice. It's a good user. It's
Yeah.
amazing because I use this one a decent amount, and I don't, you know, there's not really on the back. I can see a little bit, but you can barely see it. And
Yeah, I
I
know.
was at somebody's house and they needed a knife, and I gave him this. I had it in my pocket, and I
Uh-huh.
don't remember what he was cutting, and he, you know, did one pass on it, and it just sliced open what he was trying to cut. He goes, "Wow, that's nice."
Yeah.
So, and it's jigged.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the handle, and it's very grippy. The
Yeah.
G10 has a really nice feel to it.
Yeah. And the Roper knives, I think, are still one of the best bargains out there. I
Yeah,
think they're really good quality, good materials, and don't forget to use my discount code RJS for 20% off their website.
yeah,
Get you a good deal.
yeah. I like ropers. I think they're probably a little better made than the rough. I mean, I like collecting Rough Riders better,
Right.
but as a user, I I think these are better users.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
But the other one is a bit better to collect them. I mean, I use Rough Riders too, but I think the ropers are a little more stout.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then I got another roper coming.
Okay.
This is the Damascus one. And it's pretty nice. It's got the bone on it's really pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And, the Damascus is, on this side, it looks great on all of them. They didn't quite on the clip point get it all the way to the bottom. And I talked to Roper, ABKT about it, and they said, we'll switch it if you want, but most of them came out like that. You see,
Yeah,
on the clip, but on the spay and the sheep's foot, it goes all the way down.
right.
It still looks nice,
Yeah,
but in the hand, they do such a nice job with the bone.
yes, they do. Yes, that's absolutely true. The way that they do that, the colors and everything else, it just comes out really great.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like the company.
Yeah.
That's why I ordered one yesterday.
I don't blame you there.
So this next knife is for Tom. I had to throw a buck in here.
Oh, he'll be happy.
I can't tell. He'll know what it is. They made like 4 of these in different handle materials. This is eel skin.
Oh, okay.
And I think they had, shark skin. I don't remember what the other 3 were, but this is eel.
Is that in the 500 series knives?
I can't see it. I can't tell.
No
but
problem.
Look at the shine on that blade.
Yes.
Mirror, polish. It's
That's
amazing.
definite mirror polish.
Even the lock is shiny. Like, it kind of looks the same as mirror polish like the blade does. And
Yeah,
the back spread. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a nice knife. I wonder how many Tom has in his collection of bucks.
I don't know.
You think he's over 100?
I'll have to ask him the next time I talk to him, which will be tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, now I have a Colonial knife, and it's kind of a buck 110 copy.
Oh, okay.
It's in green.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, Coyote. It has a little bit of advertising on the back, but it's pretty solid. It weighs, I'm sure it's at least 6 ounces, so it's close to the buck.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 7. And it says Colonial. I don't think it says anything else. Maybe it says, Colonial USA is all it says on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty substantial knife.
Yeah, it is. Well, every company that was out there made 110 clone of some kind. In the 70s and 80s and 90s. That's just it is a thing.
Yeah, well, it was probably maybe the greatest knife ever. Changed everything.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, it did.
Yeah, and I've seen Schrade and Uncle Henry make them, and some of the companies that made knives in Japan.
Yes,
they made them. Copied it too. But yeah. And then, let's see, we're getting through them. The next one is a Baron Son. This is a beautiful knife, and you're going to like it because it's a trapper. And it's...
Oh, that's cool.
It's got a great pattern on it. I bought all of them because I liked it so much. I think they had 5 of them.
Is that their shield and then a bear paw?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and it's bone with, stamped. You could feel, the paw and the paws and their shield and everything. But
That is so cool.
it's really a pretty knife.
Yeah, it is. I really like that.
Yeah, Bear & Son's kind of an interesting company. I mean, some of their knives are as nice as case knives,
Right.
and other ones aren't. But this is really nice.
That's cool.
I love the pattern. I think, I can't remember all the different patterns, that they made in it. But,
right.
I remember showing this to my neighbor. He's an old timer. He's got us beat by a lot, and he kind of collects. He got more fixed blades, and I showed him one what's it called, Bear & Sons, and he's like, "Wow, that's kind of nice quality." And I told him I paid $35 for it. It was a bone, knife, on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And he goes, "Wow, what did they pay?" And I told Jacksonville, Alabama. He goes, "Boy, they must have low wages down there." So I said, "I don't know," because he said, how can you get an American knife that cheap? And it was nice too.
Yeah.
It was a fairly well made knife with brass liners, and I think it was a Smoky Mountain exclusive.
Well, I don't know how they do it, but I'm glad that they do.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully they keep making them for a long time. And
I hope so too. Yeah, especially with the news of Ontario closing down, which is really sad. Another American maker going by the wayside. So I hope we can support our American knife companies and keep them going.
Now, that was actually one reason also I told you, about the Boker Club. And also another reason was like, I might rather give my money to Case.
Yeah.
And that also figured into the reason why I ended up getting the Case and the Roper.
Right.
So, okay, here's one. This is a 50T, a green one. These are just such great knives.
They are. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it's a USA made one, and I just love the feel of it. This is a great knife.
Yes, I think the 50T is definitely one of those. If you're just needing a knife and you're not really a knife collector or something like that, I mean, that's like a one and done type knife. I mean, you buy that'll last you the rest of your life. It's a great knife.
Okay. Yeah, I really like it. It actually was, when I first started collecting, I've had this one for a while, and I don't know why, but you just see something, you like it right away. That's what this was. I just wanted to get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. The next knife, I emailed this to you about a couple weeks ago. This is actually a Steel Warrior by Frost, and it's actually the same quality as a Rough Rider, in my opinion. It's that's frostwood.
Yeah.
It's actually, kind of feels like a synthetic, but it's a really pretty knife.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought it was really a very cool looking knife. Definitely different handle material. The way it has like the stripes on it and stuff. It's different. It's really neat.
Yeah, I got one of these in green also, but it was a sow belly, and that one's nice too. When I was thinking of what I'm going to bring today, that was one I was thinking of, but I kind of, got my 25, and so I just got with this one. But yeah, this is actually, let me close it. Actually, the fit and finish is pretty good on this.
Yeah, it sounds like it has good snap to it.
Yeah, all three blades have good snap, and brass liners, and the frostwood's pretty nice on it.
Yeah, Tobias did a video on frost knives and said that, a lot of people talk bad about them.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, but they never had one in hand. They never, it's kind of like they're judging it off of the internet opinion rather than actually going out and handling the knives. And
I have about a half a dozen Japanese frost and maybe 10 of the Chinese ones, and most of the Chinese ones are good. I did have one or two that I sent back to Smoky Mountain Knife Work because it was a little problem, but I've had to do that for Rough Rider, and I sent a case back, and most of them are nice.
Right.
I mean, they're not better than a Rough Rider, but it's probably about the same, and they make some pretty knives.
Yeah.
They got a lot of different colors and stuff on it. Okay, next one is a Cutmaster.
Oh, nice.
And this is I think it's 5 inches, a fishing knife. It's got a scaler up here.
Yes.
And I don't know what T means. See up there on the bolster?
I don't have a clue.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
we'll say it stands for either trout or for Tom, and it's Tom's knife. You need to send it to him.
Yeah, I bet Tobias might know what it is. And this is
it's one he initialed a long time ago, and he needs it back too.
And here it says, right over here. Look, the camera's strange. Yeah, hook removal.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see, you could take a hook out with it.
Yeah. So they just incorporated that instead of a separate scaler and hook
it's
removal.
Got the scaler on it, and
yeah,
pretty sharp, and it seems like it's Delrin, the material.
Yeah, which makes sense. Just remember to use the.
I don't know how old this is. Probably 60s, 70s.
Yeah,
not sure. Maybe even into the 80s, but maybe it kind of looks a little older to me.
Just remember to use the scaler when the knife is closed.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be too smart. On that Williamson Copenhagen one, that you could have used it when it was open. This one, no.
Yeah, probably not.
It's got a half stop, and it does have pretty good action.
Good.
Okay. Then I got a really nice one I got recently. I got it on eBay, but it's the Red Hills Cutlery. I know Tobias bought a couple of knives from him. He did a video like a month ago.
Uh-huh.
And the seller is a different name on eBay, but it is Hills Cutlery, and it's called Gator Skin, and it's Bear & Sons. It was special for Red Hills Cutlery. And this knife is absolutely beautiful. It's got brass bolster in the front. I think it looks like all steel liners and steel, back springs are going to be steel. But
yeah.
Can you see well the knife?
Yeah, I think so.
The handle material, I hope people can see all these, but the handle material's real pretty. And it does look like alligator skin, but it's bone.
Wow.
There. See it now? I can.
Yes, definitely. You can see the scales now.
Yeah. I hope this whole video people can see the scales. Well, we can't see the knives, but
right.
Yeah, it's a Bear & Son, and like I said, I don't know, this feels as nice as a case to me. This one.
Nice.
I don't know what 25 is. Well, maybe that's how many. They made a certain amount for Red Hills Cutlery.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Okay, I got 4 left.
All right.
And this is a pretty knife from a different company. It's a Ridge Runner, and just a pretty knife.
Oh, that's cool. You
And
know
trap.
who would like that would be Patty. I think he would really like that.
Yeah, it's really
Kind of a
beautiful knife.
argyle pattern.
Yeah, they called it Morocco when I bought it. It was a couple of years ago, Moroccan something.
Okay.
But yeah, look at the bolsters on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, nice little
Really ornate.
engraving. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's probably a little lower quality than Rough Rider and Steel Warrior, but still, it's a nice knife. And I'm not going to use it. It does have file work on the back spring.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
So, okay, that's one of the earlier ones I got in my, when I started collecting.
Yeah.
That was
Going
early in the
going for a
first
little
year.
bit of ornate design.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty knife.
Yeah, it
Now,
is.
this next one, I think the guy that sold it to me on eBay said it was a salesman sample, and it's a Stockman. Um, it's called Ideal, and you see it says '05 on the bolster.
Uh-huh.
Ideal, but it's a Colonial knife, and it is a solid bolster knife. It's not shell, and it seems to be staglon,
Uh-huh.
but it's actually one of the nicer Colonials I've handled.
Yeah, I can't really see that etch on the main blade as much, but Ideal company, or at least the Ideal company I'm aware of, is a company that makes stuff for electricians and stuff. You can find their tools and their stuff, down at like Home
Oh,
Depot or Lowe's and stuff like that. So possibly they had some knives they were, giving away as promotional items, or maybe even just had it stamped, because like I have that Exolite electrician's knife that was made by Camillus, so it says Exolite on the blade, but
okay.
and I have a Colonial that's like that also. So that's yeah,
Maybe. I know there was an Ideal, I have a couple knives from them. It was a cheap knife when
right.
like Prov Cutco,
Okay.
kind of in that, you know, line, that
Yeah.
the quality. I mean, this is a lot nicer, and it's not the same because those weren't made by Colonial, and this one
Right.
is.
Yeah. Cool knife though.
The old cutlers from Colonial are even nicer than this. I was reading, I guess it was the Palantonio family
Yes.
that started Colonial, and I was looking at, I don't remember, some history and whatever, and Sal Palantonio was talking about old Cutler, and he said that that what they were trying to do was compete with Schrade, and then I have two of them, and they're about the same quality as a Schrade knife, but he said it didn't work out. So
Yeah.
people are used to the Colonials as being cheap, $2, $5 knives.
Right.
So it's kind of like they changed their brand or whatever. And he said sales weren't great, and they only did it for a couple years.
Yeah.
So okay, and I got two left.
Okay.
One's an old Imperial, and it's real pretty, like a camp knife. Let me see if I can get this open. I thought killing myself. You got to trust me. There's what is it? Here, I'll get it open. I'm gonna have to close the other ones, but it is a camp knife. This is shell construction.
That's cool.
So you got your can opener and the bottle opener. I have to, I think, close the other blades, but yeah, pretty nice knife. And I'll tell you something. You see that little crack under the shield?
Just barely. I can't see it here, but
That wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't there when I bought it. And I got this knife. I got two of them, and it reeked from cigarettes. From the cellar. It was unbelievable.
huh.
And I was cleaning it so hard that I cracked it because it was bugging me.
You should have used Tom's method of just soaking it in mineral oil for a day.
There you go. Well, I clean all my knives with mineral oil, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't soak anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this open. There's your cap lifter, and it's kind of weird. Well, I guess it isn't. The nail nick. It's a little hard to get open. You can see it's kind of on the back end. Here, let me move my hand. You see?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not so easy. Now you see why I was having problems. If it was up
Right.
here, it would be easy. But they
Yeah,
haven't.
you have to open the one blade to get to the other. That's kind of not good design.
No. I mean, it's it came out, it would bet you. I think it is from the 1950s. And who knows? Maybe it was a $3, $4 knife.
Yeah,
I'm sure it wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
And here's my last one. And this may be the nicest one I brought. This is a 1950s hammer, which I guess was Schrade. I think earlier they were a different company, but I think by then, this knife is very nice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see the tang. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, I love that. The tang, they have a great tang stamp hammer.
Yes, they do. I have that one from the 1970s. One of their hammer brand Stockmans. And they're just.
And this
when I
is
first saw that,
fold.
wow.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say it. When I first found that Stockman, I was like, I've never seen anything like that. Definitely, I need to get that knife. So.
Yeah, look how I love the spade blade on it. I bet you even John would like it.
He might. It's hard to know with him and spade blades. He says he hates them, but he has over 300 of them in his collection. So.
How many knives does he have?
Who, John? I've never asked him. I think specifically, but he's got a lot. He's probably got more than me. How's that?
Yeah.
Because he asked me that during one of our interviews, and I said, I don't know. I said, I've never counted mine. I think I got like 100 or maybe 150. When my wife was watching that interview back, she got up and goes into my office, and I'm like thinking, well, what does she want in there? And so she comes back out and she goes, "You are such a liar." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I just counted all the ones that you got on your desk, and you probably got about 75 to 100 right there."
Yeah, I don't even know how many after 250. Maybe a year and a half ago, I stopped counting. So I don't even know.
I've kind of not even. I don't even try.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to count it.
Yeah, that's for somebody else.
Then I want to show you when they don't have to put me full screen, but this is what I like to keep them in.
Oh, okay.
So, I used to buy the ones from. They were cardboard with glass from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And the cardboard would start to fray. As you're putting the lid on, the edges would hit, and then it would cut, split open. But I like, it's a nice display one. But these I got from Amazon. They're like $22, and you can fit about 25 knives in them, and you could see them. That's what I like.
Right.
Because the knife roll or something like that, you can't see them.
Yes, it's true.
So this you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a way that I can show or have my knives that are really good looking knives that I want to like have on a display that they can be displayed in a good way. But it's hard to find a good way to display knives like that.
Yeah,
Right? I'll probably have to end up making my own.
yeah, I think that's the best thing. That's what my cousin suggested.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I don't think there's anything out there that you really could buy, and if you did find it, it'd probably be too expensive.
yeah, yeah, it could be $1,000.
Yeah, for sure. Plus shipping and tax.
But I think if you are capable of doing it, that's and
Yeah,
making it look, you do have to also be capable of making it, I could probably put something together, but it wouldn't look good.
right. Yeah, exactly.
If you're putting your nicer knives in to show people,
Right.
you'd want it to look nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be an ongoing project to get it all figured out from out of my head into actual life. But if I make it look good, you'll see it here first.
Or maybe you can get a fish tank, like a 60-gallon or even 100-gallon, and put, some shelving in there, and
Right.
then kind of put it in the middle of the room so people could see it, going
Yeah,
all
yeah,
around.
they could walk all the way around it. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure my wife would love that.
Yeah, yeah, we have a 60-gallon fish tank at the
Oh,
house.
okay.
Yeah, we're great at killing them. Yeah, every time I look at it, it's like, well, I had 4 catfish, five, 6 of them, and all of a sudden I see 5 of them, and then 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're not great at it.
right. Yeah, it's one of those things that you just wonder, because some fish they will last forever. I think our longest living fish that we ever had was actually a goldfish that my one son won at a fair, and that thing just would not die. I mean, it
Yeah.
just lasted and lasted and lasted. It was good for I don't
How
know, close
how many
to.
years do you think?
Oh gosh. I mean, and it was one of those little goldfish, so I think it lasted probably about a good 3-4 years.
Yeah,
Just
I
swimming
had
around
one.
this little bowl.
I got a funny story for you. When I was a young kid, I had a goldfish. I don't know, I think my parents got it for me, and I kept that thing alive for like 5 years. And my little brother, he was maybe 4, and my brother Lee, my older brother, he had vicious fish like Oscars and Jack Dempsey's,
Yeah, yeah,
cichlids. Like you. So one day I came home from school and I'm looking, I came home to feed my fish and it's missing. So, I asked my mom, she didn't know what happened to it. I asked my little brother, and he's like, well, it was lonely in there. So he grabbed it with his hand and he put it in with the cichlids. All these. I mean, if a fish is called Jack Dempsey, it's not going
yeah,
to
yeah.
tame and gentle. And
Right.
I like saw a skeleton, half-eaten skeleton.
Oh no.
And I kept that thing alive for like 5 years.
Wow. Yeah, it's
He said that he thought it was lonely. That's kids are amazing. How
yeah, it's
their
true.
minds work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a nice thought. He just didn't have good execution.
No, the execution was good.
Yeah,
There was
except for
there was an execution.
there was unfortunately on the goldfish.
And I
Poor little guy.
I didn't even take great care of it, but you couldn't
Yeah,
kill it. Yeah, you couldn't kill it.
yeah. That's
So
kind of how this one was that we had. It was just like, didn't really get great care in it, and it just kept on going. So yeah, they are fun to have though.
I told my wife, we're killing the fish, so maybe we should get a lizard or a snake or something. And she's like, not in this house.
Don't you have enough of them outside?
Yeah, lizards, tons.
Yeah,
We have all kind of lizards here, but snakes, because it's all built up where I'm at.
yeah,
I've seen 2 of them. Been here for 6 years.
right.
But when I live closer, to the edge of the desert,
Yeah.
So I have a lot more. I would have rattlesnakes, in the backyard,
Right.
under the car. One time in the front, it was like in the middle of July, and I was out on the grass and in like flip flops and shorts, and I was talking on the phone, and I heard like a buzzing sound, and there
Yeah.
was literally about a 10-foot, baby rattlesnake. I think it was a Western Diamondback. It was like 3 inches, and I was my
Oh no.
my feet were open, literally. And that it was made because it wasn't like a full rattle, or I would have known. I thought it was
Right.
like what do they call it, cicadas or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was an insect, and I looked down and I see a rattlesnake. Like, luckily, you didn't bite me, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that was kind of scary.
Yee.
And then it went into the bushes, and I kind of looked for them because if I could have found them, I would have called Rattlesnake Solutions or something, one of the
Right.
companies. And,
Yeah.
uh,
Haven't come
one,
get.
one last story for you. You're going to enjoy.
Sure.
So my brother and I my parents lived in the mountains here, and there were tons of snakes there. It was unbelievable, and scorpions. And my brother went to turn on, the hose outside, and there was like a 3-foot diamondback, curled up underneath it.
Uh-huh.
Maybe because water drips, and so I don't know.
Right.
So we called a company to come. I think it was the Arizona Herpetological Association. So they came. They said, "Well, yeah, we'll send somebody out." So, it was in the middle of the day. So some woman comes. She was actually like a young girl, maybe 22, 23, in a bikini and cowboy boots. And she had one of those things,
Yeah.
that clamps with
Right.
on a rod, and she with a bucket, like a big paint bucket, you know, and we're like looking at each other like, what in the world? And this was when we first moved to Phoenix, it was like a year after. We're like, what in the world? And she, got the snake and the clamp there, and put it in a bucket and closed it. And she's like, thanks, guys. And she's like, you guys want a lizard? And we're like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I, want to give one away. I don't know if it was her or somebody, to give away one. And I'm like, what kind of lizard? And she said, I think a monitor lizard. They're like, I said, well, how big is it? She said, 7 feet. I'm like, no, I don't want to, I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to get bit by that thing.
No.
So it's like a Komodo dragon. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it was so weird. I mean, it
That is
literally,
a really random thing.
yeah. And she, she was attractive and in a bikini and cowboy boots. And so the snake wouldn't bite her, her feet.
Right.
But that I thought you'd enjoy. It was a very strange. We
That's
literally looked
something
at
that
each other after that, and we're like, "What in the world just happened?"
welcome to
I'm
Phoenix.
sure that wouldn't happen in Minnesota or
No,
Nebraska or something like that.
I doubt it. I doubt it
It could
seriously.
happen in California.
It could. It very
Yeah.
well could have been. Wow, that is definitely a different story. That's for sure. All right. Well, thank you, Stuart, for sharing more of your knives
You
with
for
us,
having me on.
and definitely come back if you want
Uh,
to show some more.
yeah, I'll definitely come back and do some more.
All right.
But
Fantastic.
hopefully you guys could see the knives well. Kind of
Yeah.
might have to
Yeah.
play with that for the next time.
Well, that's it. It's always one of those things of trying to get the lighting just correct and all that other stuff. So, yeah, let us know if you guys enjoyed this. And like I said, if any collectors want to come on and share their knives, they're more than welcome to do it. And we thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Collector's Corner. Thank you again, Stuart.
Thank you for having me.
All right. You're welcome. All right, guys. We'll see you later. You guys have a good one.